It wasn't a sudden, dramatic shift. It was a slow, insidious erosion of my place in the family. My older sister, Sarah, was the golden child, the one who could do no wrong. She was the one with the perfect grades, the athletic prowess, and the effortless charm that captivated everyone. I was just there, the shadow in her light, the footnote in her story. When I started my business, my parents barely acknowledged it. They were too busy celebrating Sarah's promotion at her corporate job, a job she didn't even enjoy. They'd show off her accolades, her awards, her perfectly curated life on social media. My small victories, the sleepless nights I poured into my company, the hard-won contracts, they were all met with a patronizing pat on the head and a dismissive, "That's nice, dear." Sarah, meanwhile, watched my success with a quiet, seething jealousy. She'd make passive-aggressive comments about my little hobby, pretending to be supportive, while her eyes betrayed a deep-seated resentment. It came to a head when I met Mark. He was a successful architect, kind, brilliant, and completely devoted to me. Our relationship was everything I had ever dreamed of, and when he proposed, I was on top of the world. But my joy was short-lived. The moment I shared the news, the tension in the room was palpable. Sarah's smile was a thin, brittle line. "Wow," she said, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "You really landed a good one, didn't you?" My parents, of course, took her side. They seemed to think I had somehow tricked Mark, that I didn't deserve him. My mother, in a private conversation, even suggested that I should be careful because men like Mark don't stick around for long. I was heartbroken. It was a clear message that they believed Sarah deserved a life of happiness and success, and I, in my smallness, did not. My wedding was a beautiful blur, but I could feel Sarah's eyes on me the whole time, a silent, predatory gaze. It was as if she was waiting for me to falter, to mess up, to give her a reason to swoop in and save the day. A few weeks later, she called me, her voice syrupy sweet. She said, "I need to talk to you. It's about Mark." My heart seized in my chest. I knew instinctively that this wasn't a friendly chat. We met for coffee, and she launched into a story about how Mark had been flirting with her, how he'd been sending her messages, how he was a wolf in sheep's clothing. She even had screenshots, though they were vague and could have been taken completely out of context. The details were murky, but the message was clear. My husband was a cheat, and my sister was the one he was cheating with. I was reeling. My world was shattering around me. I went to my parents, hoping for some support, some comfort. Instead, they sat me down and told me that I should listen to my sister and that Sarah has your best interests at heart. They told me to be thankful that she had saved me from a lifetime of misery. They had chosen her side, as always. But something felt off. The more I thought about it, the less sense it made. Mark and I had an open, honest relationship. He was never secretive, never evasive. The story just didn't align with the man I knew. I decided to do my own digging. I went through Sarah's social media, and what I found turned my stomach. She had been sending herself the messages using a fake account to create the illusion of a flirtatious exchange. She had meticulously crafted this web of lies, all to destroy my marriage and make herself look like the hero. I confronted her, my voice shaking with a fury I didn't know I possessed. The mask of the loving sister slipped, revealing the monster underneath. She screamed at me, told me that I had stolen her life, that I didn't deserve any of it. "It should have been me," she shrieked, her face a contorted mask of hatred. "It should have been me to marry him." It was a confession, a twisted, desperate cry of a woman who was so consumed by jealousy that she was willing to destroy everything in her path. My parents, of course, chose her side. They claimed I was overreacting, that I was making a scene. They even tried to gaslight me, saying that I was misinterpreting her actions. But for the first time in my life, I didn't back down. I told them what I had found, showed them the proof, and told them that I was done. Done with the lies, done with the manipulation, and done with their perpetual favoritism. The story came to a head at a family dinner a few weeks later. My parents had invited Mark and I, as well as Sarah, in a pathetic attempt at a reconciliation. It was clear they wanted me to apologize, to forget everything, and go back to being the good little sister. I sat through the meal feeling a cold, quiet rage simmering beneath the surface. Then Sarah, with a smirk on her face, said to Mark, "So, still flirting with my friends?" The words hung in the air, a final, cruel jab. And that's when I had enough. I stood up, looked my parents dead in the eye, and said, "I'm leaving, and I'm not coming back until you treat me with the respect I deserve, the respect you've always given Sarah, and the respect you've never given me." I walked out, Mark's hand in mine, and never looked back. The silence was deafening, the air thick with the unspoken truth. I don't know if they'll ever change, but I do know this. I am no longer a shadow. I am no longer a footnote. I am the hero of my own story. And for the first time in my life, I'm finally free.